Stanley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. We've got a good one on tap today, and there's going to be two quarterbacks ready to get it done on the gridiron. It's Ryan's Falcons going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers. So with that, let's get up to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. On the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll come out in the pistol. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. Bell, of course, missed the first few games of the season, but still top 5 in the league in rushing. Was, though, held under 100 in Week 15.
Well, he probably used a lot of that in Week 14 at Buffalo when he ran for 236 yards.
I think he's still running against Buffalo.
So he probably left a little behind. But what a matchup issue he is for any defense because of his ability to split out from the backfield and catch the football as well.
A good pickup there at 22. On this first drive, looks like they want to get that vertical passing game going early.
And they did, and what a warning shot they just fired. If you're not going to back up and play coverage deep, we're going to attack you all game long. And once you adjust to that and you start to back off, then that opens things up underneath. A really nice start for them. Great way to get the game going.
Here's Roethlisberger, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
On second down, it's Bell. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. The starting defense for the Falcons.
Vic Beasley's a very talented outside linebacker. His #1 task, rush the passer, but he has the athletic ability to drop into coverage.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. Sammy Coates, the intended target there. And it's 4th and 4.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
And look at this. They're keeping the punter on the sideline. They're going to go for it here on the opening drive. They'll try and throw for it with Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Hayward Bay. And the ball is knocked out. The Steelers triumph, but they come up empty on 4th down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. A glance at the starting unit. Julio Jones, a threat on the outside, of course.
Combines great athleticism, incredible speed, and a whole lot of toughness to be one of the better receivers in the NFL.
On second down, Freeman. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Stephon Tuitt's ability to play defensive end, yet rise up and knock passes away when quarterbacks try to throw them, he makes it hard to get around.
And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
While sometimes it doesn't appear like much, the out route can be very dangerous when you throw it to a guy like Julio Jones. If you try and undercut it, he can turn to a big play. But the reason he's able to get it so often is because of the ability to push people deep, and they have to respect that.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. After after the penalty. Here's Freeman. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
In Week 14, Devontae Freeman had 6 carries for 6 yards. You think he spent a long week burning for more carries and a chance to redeem himself a little bit?
He got it. What do you have in Week 15? 20 for 139, I think.
And 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
He actually had a fumble on the goal line early in the game and was very upset, thinking he may not get the same number of carries that Tevin Coleman would get them, but he bounced back with a vengeance, and boy, did he run angry.
They call it a get-right game, and he got right. Now Ryan on second down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Devontae Freeman, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are in for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And last year, that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year, he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. Okay, give me that stat on Antonio Brown that we dug up before the game.
You mean that stat about how many catches over a 4-year period, that maybe he would be the #1 guy in the NFL if he passed Marvin Harrison, the recent Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
That stat?
469, right?
Yeah, he got it done.
That's the reception number over a 4-year span.
He got it done even though he only had 3 catches in the game at Cincinnati. But let's face it, if he only gets 3 in one game, look out in the next one. He may explode.
All right, as we sit here right now, let's look after Week 15 teams that are in. Seahawks clinching NFC West, NFC East Cowboys in, AFC West Raiders, and then, of course, the Patriots. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Second down now after the incompletion. So the D-line's going to spread out. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. 2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
3rd and 2, and they ran the ball for only 1 yard, and everybody's going to scream at the offense. Well, let's give a lot of credit to the defense on that play. Defensive front out leveraged the offensive line. They got more people to the football. Yeah, they won that battle in a big way, and they're forcing a big decision now by the guys on offense.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And it's complete. Hooper. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Freeman again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Past the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him. But don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Yeah, nobody leaked. Big play. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. On 2nd down, Ryan looking for his running back, and he's got it. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Going for it all. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete. So on 4th down, off goes Matt Ryan, and on is another Matt Bryant. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Sammy Coates has it complete. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Throwing now. Roethlisberger on first down. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25.
There's no doubt about it. That's just one of the best connections in the league. Big Ben throwing it to Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown has turned himself into such a player. A low-round draft pick, but you can't beat his determination or work ethic. And Big Ben welcomes that.
And Big Ben won a Super Bowl at 23, youngest ever to do so, has never looked back. Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
1st and goal. Defense with their backs against the wall. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
This is Bell. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Brandon, now we find out what their definition of commitment is. They've run it on the first 2 plays. Do they come back and do it again? They're that much closer to getting into the end zone.
Yeah, inching closer and really knocking on the door now. Now Roethlisberger to throw. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down.
Easy.
Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. And they're not able to convert on 4th down. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
They go play action here on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning. But conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on that play.
No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off, William Gay. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Shipped together here from the D-line. Freeman, the lone man in the backfield. He'll get the football here. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. And he cuts right sideline and some room to go. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons have taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. And a short kick, taking it about the 16. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the Steelers set to take the field. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. So the flag is for the very rare illegal forward pass penalty.
Not often that a quarterback forgets where the line of scrimmage is. They have an innate sense about it. On this play, the quarterback did.
And a long way to go for the offense here on second down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Roethlisberger to throw on second down. Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Here's Jordan Berry now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. And here now come the Falcons. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
And that's one of the few times they've been able to contain him. He's had a heck of a game, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired from how many times he's carried the ball. But I always think back to what all those old coaches say. The ball's not that heavy. Keep carrying it, kid.
It's caught. Jones. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. Are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
It's caught over the middle. Hooper. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Getting it out left side to Sanu. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. And this time they go underneath for a simple pitch and catch.
And not only do you get the pitch and catch, Brandon, but you're able to keep the receiver moving when you hit him with the drag route.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They'll give him a yard on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. This time Ryan will throw. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. Back now in Pittsburgh, it's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. And a great spot to start this drive from here. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And in this situation with the lead, fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Austin Hooper high in the air to bring it in. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. It's good, and it is now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now.
Devontae Freeman. They're not